Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Market Update Show. And today is Friday, so we will be doing a weekly wrap up of what happened this week, as well as what I am going forward. We'll be seeing into next week's outlook, as well as the support and resistance guide for SPY and QQQ, and a couple of other sectors that I'm looking at, such as the semiconductor sector and IWM, the smaller cap sectors, as well as all the tech sectors. I'll be breaking down these things and as well as giving you guys support and resistance levels to play off of potentially. And let's go from there. So before we get into the technical analysis of the levels, let's look at earnings calendar. This is next week's earnings, and there is not much I'm looking at. None of these will really move QQQ and SPY overall because these names are just not that as important. But maybe you guys are trading GameStop just for the volatility for day trades. That's about it. So let's take a look at the rate hike. It actually shifted again. So this shifted to being paused. So we know that just from a couple of days ago. But this was actually closer to a pause just yesterday and Wednesday. But now it's a hike. So we're probably going to get a hike on July due to all the speakers from the Fed are saying that they want to pause and see what it's like going to be in the next month, then hike again. So which is not ideal, but they do what they do. So we'll see if, as well as CPI data is coming in June 13th, one day before the hike. That will determine the hike itself. If data comes in bad, probably this was probably going to shift. So we'll see. June 13th comes along, and let's get into the charts. So I have put all the timestamps in the comments. So if you can skip to any of the tickers that you want, like, or sectors that you want to look at, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. So let's break down Nvidia first. So Nvidia, yesterday I was talking about a potential 4-hour head and shoulders. So you can see this right shoulder, sorry, left shoulder, and then this is the head. And I was saying yesterday this could be potentially a right shoulder. And we start to confirm a little bit, but we just didn't drop enough. So we have to drop to here, to the neckline. This is the neckline. And then break the neckline to confirm a head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern. It's just a uptrend into a downtrend. That's what the head and shoulder is. Now, we don't have that confirmation yet. We still need probably Monday to test this level. If we don't, these are two levels of support I'm looking at. These two levels, you can see if you zoom into the hourly time frame, you can see we have some sideways action going on in these levels, and the tops of these levels are going to act as support when we do come down here. We did bounce off of it once, pretty much right here, and then ran out of time to see if we can test it again. So Monday we either bounce here and confirm that hourly uptrend back to the bulls, and we'll likely testing all-time highs again, or the bears can confirm the hourly downtrend. Although this was already an hourly downtrend with zero follow through, even though we ran out of time here. So we see a continuation of the hourly downtrend for the bears, or bulls takes over again Monday. We will have to see. If we do break higher into Monday, then this is the level of resistance I'm looking at. Then this all-time highs. So, and if we do break below, these two levels are what I'm looking at. If this breaks, then we're looking at that neckline for the head and shoulders patterns to break, bearish. And so let's take a look at the semiconductor sector. So semiconductor sector as a whole is weaker today. You can see we are up, we're down 0.25%, and QQQ was up close to like 0.75%. So usually when QQQ is green, semis are even more green. So it's like today is relative weak for the semiconductor sector. The reason for that is because semis has been running 3 times more than QQQ overall, and right now money is rotating out of the tech sectors towards IWM, the small cap sector, as well as SPY. So for the past couple of weeks, you guys have seen me talk about is SPY going to join Team Bull or Team Bear due to QQQ and the semis been holding up the entire market. So, and it turns out for the last couple of days, SPY is joining Team Bull. You can see money is now rotating into all the sectors in SPY and IWM as well. So we'll take a look at those sectors in a bit. For now, so the semiconductor sector, what I'll be looking at is this could still be potentially a bull flag. So we got to be careful of that. So let's just do the move real quick. We're still above 0.382, meaning even if we do retrace all the way back here, this can still potentially be a bull flag. But as of now, we don't have enough price action yet. So zoom into the hourly time frame and take a look and see what's the most likely scenario in the short term. So this move was big enough for bears to scout a lower high, meaning this high is lower than this high due to the size of this move down. So that's what bear did, and we still need more time for them to follow through. They didn't really follow through that much due to QQQ being green, and QQQ was helping the semis hold up throughout the day as QQQ goes sideways. So if the bears can break this prior pivot low, then we have a confirmed downtrend. So that's what the bears need to do for semis, and that can potentially likely happen. So if that breaks, then this is a confirmed lower high. You can zoom into the 4-hour time frame, same thing. 4-hour is still an uptrend, so this move is big enough. This sets the the 4-hour lower high, and if we do break this pivot low, is a confirmed 4-hour downtrend. As of now, we don't have that yet. Every trend is still in the uptrend intact, and so what I want to see from the bears is actually we break that 0.382 at the same time when we get that downtrend, 4-hour downtrend. So we do break this pivot low, which is pretty coincides with 0.382, this support level. 4-hour breaks it, then we will see a 4-hour downtrend and a daily downtrend, as well as negating that potential bull flag. If we zoom out to the weekly time frame where we have a longer term outlook, then we're likely looking for a weekly consolidation. So what does that weekly consolidation mean? And so consolidation just means the next candle's low will break the prior candle's low. So even if we just come down here, let's say we just break it by 1% or 2%, then that's weekly consolidation is on its way. And that doesn't mean we're gonna fall all the way back down here. It just means that every time we have a wave up, we need a wave down, and bulls take a breather. We go sideways a little bit, and if we want to go higher, this is necessary just for us to fuel up and go higher. Doesn't mean we're gonna go higher, but also drop after that. Just like right here, big move up. You can see this candle right here closed below, went below this prior candle's low. So that's a weekly consolidation happening. And then they go sideways, and the market decides to go higher, and so the fuel to go higher. Weekly consolidation again is on its way over here, and then sideways, and then we go up higher. Just like in a bearish scenario, big move down. Now the next candle needs to close higher than the previous one to form that weekly consolidation. So it bounces higher, and then for the next move down, just like this one over here. Next move higher, down. Same thing, we're in a bull market. Next move up, down. Next move up, down. Doesn't mean we're going to go all the way up here for the next move, but weekly consolidation is the most likely scenario for us in the next coming weeks. So for the next couple of weeks, we are likely looking for more so a sideways action versus a slight dip. If I were to guess the outlook, the most probable scenario, even though we don't have any signs of that yet. So what we want to see is for the semis we do, but for QQQ and SPY we don't have any signs of that yet. The semiconductor, this could be potentially start to form a weekly consolidation, and the size of this retracement will be key. So if we do retrace over 50% of this A to B move, so if we do retrace over that 0.5, which is a 50% ratio, then we could potentially form an equilibrium here going sideways. So let's take a look at SPY. So SPY broke out of my rising wedge bullish today, and we went straight into the next resistance zone. this little 429 pretty much, and 428. So you can see all this cluster of support here, bounce it off here, acted as resistance, support, acted as resistance here. The level we are looking at. And for a longer term outlook, we'll zoom out into the weekly chart. So from, let's take a look, A to B move from the very bottom to the top. We are, so this is A, this is B. So from the very all-time high to the bottom of this move, we have retraced 0.618, very close to 0.618. So 0.618 to 0.5 is the golden pocket ratio, which is just a golden ratio for architectures. And for us traders, we just need to know those areas could be traders' targets. So if they hit the targets, traders, let's say they got in, here, and if it hits their targets, traders will likely exit their position to get their profits. So this zone can potentially act as a resistance. And it also coincides with that resistance zone that we were talking about. So that will likely come into play next week. And also a weekly consolidation should be on its way as well. So we can potentially, head higher just a little bit, tad bit, and then start that weekly consolidation. That's the most probable scenario for me to the next coming weeks. And if we do drop, we're likely coming back to test the prior areas of support. So we're likely coming back here to this zone. Yeah, that's a longer term outlook for me. And this zone, this golden pocket ratio would be key for me as well. Let's take a look at QQQ. So QQQ bull flag confirmed. On Wednesday, I was talking about that this retracement is very, very healthy, and we don't want to short into it unless we have a big enough drop where the next bounce could potentially be a daily lower high. This drop was very shallow, so the most probable scenario was actually a bull flag confirming, which it did. You can see that from this A to B move, we didn't even touch the 0.382. We're still well within the bull flag zone here, and then we bounce off of it. Now that's a confirmed bull flag because we broke above the prior highs. What we're looking at next, for me, it's also this zone as well. Let's take a look at the longer term outlook. Longer term outlook on a weekly time frame. It's a measure from the very top to the very bottom of the move, and we are above 0.386, 0.618, but we are pretty much right at that golden pocket zone. So you can see we close just on that 0.65. So this can potentially act as a resistance into next week. The most likely scenario for me for QQQs is sideways for next week and probably the following week as well, while money rotates to SPY. So I can probably get another move up a little bit, then it'll go sideways. But QQQ potentially will likely more so go sideways for me due to the amount of this move. Now we need a little bit of sideways action, just like this move right here. See this move? Just looks pretty much like this move. And then we have all these sideways action right here. Pull things off to, for the next move up or maybe the next move down. We don't know. But the most likely scenario is we are probably going to go through something like this for weeks. This is a weekly chart, so every candle is per week, just like this one as well here. Weekly move, and we need a consolidation. Weekly move, we need a consolidation. Weekly move. Now the most likely scenario is a consolidation, as well as we are also in that golden pocket resistance zone. And, the size of the retracement for that weekly consolidation will be key to see if it's very shallow, then potentially we have another leg up. And if it's a huge retracement, then the next bounce can potentially scout the daily higher low. So that's the next couple of weeks. It's still the bears that need to do the proving. No signs of bears in the market at the moment. The very first thing they need to do, I've always talked about this, is the hourly downtrend. So we don't have that at all. So for now, we just follow the trend. Especially with markets and indices, QQQ and SPY, you definitely want to just keep trading with the trend as well. And 70% of the time, the market is bullish. So in the long term, you don't want to fight the market as well. As you can see, even the hourly time frame, we are still perfectly fine. And there is 0 red flags. Hourly is still uptrend intact, everything intact, and 0 red flags. So we had a hourly downtrend here, and the bears couldn't follow through, so nothing happened. It was just a daily consolidation. This little daily consolidation, the market next move up, breathe, move up, wave back, wave up. So now we will see if the QQQ can actually, break this golden pocket or not. Most likely scenario for me, like I said, would be sideways. That's what I will be looking at into next week. So on Sunday, I will break down all the big tech stocks that are in QQQ. So we'll get a better understanding of where those stocks are currently standing and if they will break their resistance or not. If they do break their resistance, obviously that's going to fuel QQQ because they are pretty much the biggest weight in QQQ. So those stocks will move QQQ higher if they break their resistance. And we'll take a look at the big six. So it'll be Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple. So all 6 of those, I will be doing a technical analysis of their levels and their support levels and resistance, and to get a better understanding of what the next couple weeks will give us. As well as on Saturday, I would do the weekly natural gas technical analysis. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow for that breakdown. And feel free to comment below if you guys have any questions. And thank you guys for listening, as well as subscribing. Feel free to subscribe if you guys made it this far. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great rest of you guys' weekend.